Hello, my sister friends, and welcome to a beautiful Monday, May 11th version of Struggle to Serenity. It's a little chilly here, but hey, let's get into it. Today, the topic is you can't heal what you won't admit hurt you. Now, we all know that when we were little and we got hurt, even the smallest scratches, at least me, I would get the smallest scratch, and if I saw the littlest bit of red on it, I was having a fit because, oh no, it's blood. Baby, you would have thought I was about to lose a limb. Yes, I was a little dramatic. Still am at times, if we're going to be honest. But my mom and dad would come and they'd clean it up and they'd put a band aid on it, and somehow, miraculously, I felt better. Now, logically, I look back. I know that a band aid wasn't doing all the healing that fast. But in my little mind, once the wound was covered, I was okay because a band aid could fix anything. Out of sight, out of mind. But then I got older and the wounds changed. Now the injuries weren't usually on the outside, they were deep inside. And sometimes the wounds were emotional. Some of us became experts and are still experts on using emotional band aids. Trying to put a band aid over a wound. And ladies, they don't heal them. You can't use a band aid on disappointment, on rejection, on betrayal, on abandonment, on heartbreak. Words stay with you longer than they should have, and you're still carrying them. And the problem with those kinds of words is nobody can see them. There are no band aids for those. So instead of healing, I learned how to cover. You learned how to cover. Smile through it, function through it, stay busy through it, and unbothered through it. Pretend it didn't hurt through it all. Because when people can't physically see the injuries, sometimes they assume that you should already be okay. And honestly, sometimes we assume we should already be okay. Sadly, sometimes we think we are okay. So instead of acknowledging the wound, we start performing healing. You know, but covered wounds are not always healed wounds. Matter of fact, most of the time they aren't. And just because you stop talking about it does not mean that it has stopped hurting you. Sis, let's tell the truth today. You cannot heal what you keep pretending didn't hurt you. And I think a lot of women, especially quote unquote strong women, have mastered survival so well that we don't even recognize how much pain we're carrying anymore. We know how to keep functioning. We know how to keep smiling. We know how to keep helping everybody else. We know how to keep showing up while quietly we are bleeding emotionally under it all. Because somewhere along the way, we learned to be strong, push through, don't let people see you break, and you'll get over it. So instead of healing, we adapted, and those are very different. You see, we learned how to function around and under the pain, but functioning will never be the same as healing. And just because something no longer makes you cry does not mean it no longer affects you. Some wounds stop screaming and they start showing up differently in your trust issues, in your anger, in your withdrawal, in your exhaustion, in your need to control everything, sometimes in your misplaced humor, in your fear of being vulnerable. Sometimes what hurts us starts shaping us without us even realizing it. The dangerous part is if you never admit it hurt, you'll keep building your life around protecting the wound instead of healing it. You'll start avoiding things. You'll start avoiding people, avoiding conversations, avoiding vulnerability. Not because you're healed, but because you're scared of feeling that pain again. And sis, that's not freedom. That's survival mode. Now, let me say this carefully. Admitting something hurt you does not make you weak. It makes you honest. Remember last week we talked about the need to be real. Well, let's be real. Because honesty is where healing begins. Because healing cannot happen where truth is avoided. You can't ask God to heal wounds that you keep covering up and hiding from Him and others. You can't repair what you refuse to acknowledge is broken. And honestly, sometimes the hardest words to say are, that hurt me. Because once you say it out loud, you can no longer pretend it didn't matter. And I get it. It's hard to let anyone know that they have that kind of power to hurt you. But healing starts here, not in pretending, not in performing strength, not in convincing everybody that you're fine. Healing starts when truth enters the room. And I think some women are exhausted, not because they're weak, but because they've spent years carrying pain they never gave themselves permission to process. So, sis, you are free. I am going to give you that freedom. I'm telling you right now that you're allowed to admit that relationship hurt, that betrayal hurt, that rejection hurt, that disappointment hurt, that childhood wound still affects you, that constantly being strong gets heavy, that honesty does not make you broken. It makes you aware. And awareness is powerful. Because once you finally acknowledge the wound, you stop bleeding on people who never hurt you, people who never cut you. You stop building walls around places that actually need healing. You stop confusing emotional numbness with peace. And maybe today, healing doesn't start with fixing everything. Maybe healing simply starts with honesty, with finally saying, yes, that hurt me. And once you stop hiding the wound, you finally give yourself permission to heal it. Sis, stop pretending you're okay when your soul is exhausted. Healing begins with honesty. Don't forget that. And most important, stop shrinking. Stop dimming your light and start just showing up. You all have a wonderful day. Goodbye.